Hi everyone, and welcome back. In 2 Chronicles chapter 20, we read of King Hezekiah, and he had been greatly blessed by the Lord. His house, the temple, was full of treasures, and he was considered a very rich man. And there was the time where some leaders came from Babylon, and Hezekiah, in his pride, showed them all the wealth that he had, not realizing that these same men years later would come back and destroy the temple and rob him of everything. And it reminds me of the scripture in Proverbs 16 where it says, pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. Hezekiah was proud of his accomplishments, proud of what he had, his possessions. That's where he was boasting. That's what really rejoiced his heart. And then when it was all gone, he discovered he had nothing left. We need to understand the danger of pride. Paul, on the other hand, the Apostle Paul, he boasted of the work of the cross in his life. He didn't boast of all the accomplishments, the healings, the miracles, the great evangelical crusades. He didn't boast of all the churches that he had planted and all the disciples and the numbers of the people that were working with him and following with him. No, his boast was simple. It was in the work of the cross in his life. And there is a deep lesson for each and every one of us today. Even though God may bless us financially, he may bless us materially, he may bless us in many different natural ways, let us guard our hearts with this attitude that I want one thing to boast in, and that is the work of the cross in my life. Whether I have plenty or whether I have lack, whether there is an abundance or whether I am in need, whether I am sick in my body and struggling and with infirmity, or I'm well and healthy, let my boast be in the work of God in my life. Because God can work in us in any time, in any situation. It doesn't need to be a place where everything's going wrong for God to work. No, that is natural thinking, carnal thinking. You and I need to come to that place of maturity where we are crying to God for a work in our hearts. When there is abundance, I need that work. Where there is lack, I need that work. Whether I need sickness, where there is sickness in my body, I need the work of God in my heart. That nothing would distract us from that. That in everything our boast would be in Him and Him alone. May the Lord help us. God bless.